Yes, greetings. It's DJ Ras Imon again. I'm working on the C240 Mercedes Benz 2002, and what we have going on right now, I was out doing some yard work yesterday and I was weed eating, and a pebble came and hit the window right up in here, and it shattered my whole window. And good thing that it was tinted, because I think the fact that it was tinted is what held it together and kept it from just falling all apart. But it does have to be replaced. So I went out to pull apart today, and I actually found another window. I had to take it out of another car, and it was already tinted, thankfully. So I should be able to just uninstall this one, take this out, and install this, and it should be a pretty easy fix. By the way, I got this at Pull Aparts for $24. I went to the window repair shop, and I asked them how much would it be to repair the window. They told me $375. That's everything. I asked them how much would it be just for the window if I was to buy the window and then install it myself, and they said that would be $225 just for the window alone. So I think I did pretty good by going to Pull Aparts and getting this one for $24. And I actually already had a credit at Pull Apart from a previous part, and I just exchanged it, so I really didn't pay anything for this window. But I'm going to show you how to, even though this is broke, I'm going to have to break it out and uninstall this, and then I'll also have to install this, and you should be able to repair your own and save some money in your pocket if this ever happens to you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to knock this glass out, and so I don't damage the guide, you know, the line where the window goes. I think I'm going to have to down the window a little bit, and once I down it, then I should be able to get enough room up in here. First, I have to take this little shade off too. I had these shades on here. So I'm gonna down it, and then I'm gonna pull this out, and we'll go from there. So when I attempted to down it, I could tell that it's already broken from the connection that lets it up and down. So it wouldn't even go down, which means that I'm gonna actually have to just knock it out. And so I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna get me a face guard, a safety guard, before I do that. Make sure no glass gets in my eye or anything like that. So be right back. Okay, so I have a trash can over here behind it. So I'm gonna take this trash can and just kind of push. And again, that tent is really holding it together. One thing about a tinted window, tint serves as like an adhesive almost, and it will hold that window together. So I might have to use something and actually knock it. You see, it's very loose, but it's just being held together by the tint. And I don't really want to put my hands on it, so I'm gonna get something to knock it. And anything will do, something heavy. This is an old shop that I just happen to have laying around. And now that I have done that, I think I'm good. Again, that tent is holding it together, but should have had some gloves too. But Got it out, pretty much out the way. Take this off now. This is gonna fail down. Pretty much got the old glass out the way. So that was that. Now we got to get all this glass out of here, out of the track, which you can use like a screwdriver or something and just get all that out. I'm gonna do what I can do with a screwdriver, and then I'm gonna use my shop vac. And once I use my shop vac, then you got a shop vac like this. You can use that and just go and get all the loose glass and everything. Okay, I don't think nobody needs to see the shop vac being used, so then nobody don't want to hear that noise either. So we're gonna skip on past that. Okay, so now I have the window out completely. I can hear a little bit of glass in here. So what I have to do is I have to take this door panel off, which is not hard. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna be able to get to the inside, get the loose glass out, reinstall the new window, and put it back together. So to take this off, we're gonna pop this little cap right here, and see that cap is supposed to stay on, but it came out. But either way, it's all good. And then I have my drill with my drill bits right here. I don't know which size. I think it's a T20. Let me see. No, this might be a T20. This is a T20 right there. This is a T25. So that's what we're gonna do. And it's a T20. And I'm just gonna take that out real quick. And that'll come out. And then make sure you keep your screw. Don't lose your screw. So again, the T25. Put my magnet tool there, so I can grip that screw. Take it on out of there and hold that, and make sure you don't lose that. Now, we're going to take a smaller screwdriver, pry this off. Pry that off. Be careful with these parts, they're very delicate. And they will break on you. And then, we gotta see what size we have in here. I think I'm running with the same T25, but yeah, I got a T25 in there too. So you're gonna, it's a screw inside of there. You're gonna take that out to release this arm. You might need some light in there sometimes, but it's kind of hard to see. And I got that out. Again, don't lose any of your screws. But all the screws are actually the same, so that's one good thing. You don't have to try to remember which one was which. They pretty much are all the same. And since this one is deep in there, I had to use my actual 25. I think this one fits. I hope, yeah. So that fits. Perfect. And actually, this doesn't come out. That screw doesn't come out once you do that. So you do that, and you're pretty good right there. Now, unscrew. lock is, unscrew that, don't lose it. Then I'm gonna take a regular flathead screwdriver. You're just gonna pry here. And you should be able to pop these. You got some little pins holding it. Pop them out. Pop them out. You should be able to lift up. And you should be able to take your door. And then, to take this off, you're gonna come in here. And when you come in here, there's one little thing right here, this little clip. Basically, we'll simply pull this, lift it up, and unhook that. When you unhook that, you have your door panel free. Okay. Okay. And now that we have the door panel off, I'm kind of ad-libbing here. I'm gonna figure this out, but we gonna figure it out together. But I know we need to take this off because we need to get to like in here so we can get to. There's a bolt, one bolt that holds the window on to the arm that lifts it up and down. So I know we got to get to here to get to that bolt, and it should be a let's see, it should be a 25, a M25, I think. Let's see, a T25. So we got the right size, and so this is held on by like some kind of like black glue. So you know you have to just kind of go in, and you don't really want to remove it because you're gonna need it to install it back, but you want to pry it as much as you can from around it. And I'm gonna just do like, so it looks like I might have to take your speaker loose to even get to it too. Once I can get to this, I can actually get inside the door, and that's what I want, is to be able to get in there. So yeah, I'm gonna take the speaker loose so I can get access to pull this whole thing off. So let's see. I installed these speakers in here myself, actually. So I remember doing this whole process. Careful not to puncture your speakers if you have to remove yours, like I am. But it's better to be safe than sorry. Just get them out of the way, and then you don't have to even worry about those. You know, I just say play it safe. And unscrew them, and voila. That's how I put that on the front seat. So it's out of the way. And there's a lot of glass that fell at the bottom of my door. So I definitely want to remove all of that with my shop vac, vacuum that up. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get this pulled up, and see, this is what I need. So when I down my window, I should get a place in here that I could release that bolt that holds it to the arm, and then that way when I put my new window in, I should be able to just lower it in place and screw in that bolt, and it should be ready to ride. Okay, so I got a piece of tape holding this foam out of the way, and I'm using my what is this, the T25, my T25. And see this hole right here? It's a hole right here specifically for you to access the window, so you don't have to really try to remove all of this. So you know, it appears as if you're going to have to remove all this, but if you notice that little hole right there, you're going to have to down your window until it gets to the point where the screw is aligned with this hole. And then you should be able to take your T25 screwdriver and you should be able to put that in here, and it should, let's see, once you put that in, and actually you may have to use a wrench now because it's not you are going to have to use a wrench to hold this bolt in the back because you don't have the window holding it in place. So you just take a wrench, put it behind here, use your T25, and once you do that, you're just going to basically just unscrew it. And when you unscrew it, then you'll have that loose, and then you should be ready to put in your new window. I might have to remove some of the molding around here, but if I do, I'll show you all, and then we'll just replace that molding. That shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, and I remember that this is a 5/8 bolt because when I was at Pull Apart, I was trying to remove the bolt with one and with this wrench, and I remember it was a 5/8, so should be able to use a 5/8 to hold that. Just like I said, I removed it. And it's just this little thing that holds your window on. Now I'm going to use my mechanic magnet, and we're going to stick it in here and get that bolt out of there. Well, might have to go this route. There we go. So I got that bolt. And so what happens is that this is on one side, this is on one side, and it basically screws in. And that is what holds your window to the arm that, you know, will make it go up and down. So I'm glad I got this bolt, because when I took the one off at Pull Apart, I didn't get this bolt. I actually just got the window. So I knew I needed to save this bolt. So I give thanks for that. Okay, so I think to get this off, seems like I'm gonna have to take this off, this trimming, to be able to take this molding off. So I'm gonna be very careful. I'm using my trim remover. And I'm gonna just lift that up. I'm pretty sure. Should be able to lift up. Should be able to pry it out without damaging it. I didn't want to use a screwdriver. Got a screwdriver might damage it. There we go. There we go. You see, that just clips on. And so these here, then once you clip that on, this here will come out. So that's what I thought it would be. Exactly what I thought. That this will just clip out. This has to be hooked on some kind of thing. fixed on here some kind of way. There we go. And so we should be able to. Should be able to pull that up. I mean, I always look at it like this. They had to put it on here, so it must be able to take it out of there, you know. So we got that, and then we should be able to, we'll put this back when we finish, but I think we good for now. Okay, so now that I have that molding off here, I should be able to pull this off. Get my screwdriver, or actually I'm gonna get my, should be able to, here we go. I don't want to rip it, so be careful. Pull it up as you go. There we go. Just pulling it as we go. Be very careful. Focus. Stay focused. Don't get distracted and don't try to do it too fast, because it will rip. And if you rip this, then you're gonna have a problem with water leaking in your window, because this is what seals the air and the water out. So I'm gonna say, treat this with very careful hands. And then we may not have to actually remove it that far down. Let's see. Let me just see what we have to do. Because I know, well actually I probably will just go ahead and remove it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and remove that. And now I have that out of the way, see. So I just remember put it back in the same way I took it out. Okay, so I found out that this panel right here that's holding this back in, I found out that this has a screw right up here. So if you go and you look in here, there's a screw. And see, I have to take that screw out, and then this here should be able to remove so that I could adjust and put the window in and then slide that back in. So I'm gonna try it. Okay, and so now that I have that screw out, I'm gonna be careful and pull this. Try to work. I don't know. There's actually some type of latch holding it on the inside too. So I don't really want to disturb that latch, whatever that is. I really don't. Oh, but it's a screw on the inside. So I guess you have to. See this screw, there's a screw right there that's holding that on. So I guess I have to remove that, which it was already kind of loose. So that's, so we figuring it out as we go, but we making progress and we getting it done. That's all that matters to me. It might not be the prettiest job, you know. And so I'm gonna put my trusted magnet on here. And once I put that magnet, then boom, it comes right out. And now I bet I'll be able to get that window in now. Bet I'll be able to get it in now. The thing is how will I get that back in there? So the window is in now. But it looks like it's going to be a perfect fit and everything. But now that they got the window in, I'll figure out. So I'm going to lay this window, I'm going to just sit down very softly in the door. And then I'm pretty sure that if I put this back in, I should be able to go ahead and reinstall this now that my window is in, because that was the only thing that was holding it, stopping it anyway. So now that I have that in, I'm gonna put this back in, and I started the molding down here so that I could have something to slide this in. So I think this is gonna work out pretty good. And then I just have to screw this back up. So by me screwing that back up, once I screw that back in, then my guide should be back in, and then I can put my molding back, and I'll figure out how I'm gonna get it back around this part. But I'm pretty sure I'll figure that out. So, okay, so I've got this screwed back in. I screwed this bolt in right here. You see the bolt that was right there? I screwed that back in, and I screwed the one that was up in the top. So now I'm pushing my my molding back in, around, everywhere. That's what I'm gonna do before I actually bolt the window back in, because I think it'll probably just work out a lot easier to do it that way. I'm actually gonna slide my window back down all the way, or as much as I can. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this on here and slide it down in here before actually locking it in. Now I'm gonna push my molding all back in around here, and now that fit right back in like I took it out. So I'm pretty sure that my window is gonna be secure now. If you notice, my window is in, and now I just have to get it back so I can screw that one screw onto it that holds it in, and then I have to put my molding back around. So I'm going to adjust the window. What we're going to do is we're going to take this again. We're going to line this window up with where this bolt is again, so that I can screw that in. And once I screw that in, then my window should be back in place and I'm ready to go. Okay? So I got the bolt screwed back in over here. That's the bolt that was through here, and I screwed the window back in. And you got to be careful. You tighten it snug, but not too tight, because you don't want to put too much pressure on the window. And you know, I'm sure there's a certain torque. I didn't go by that. I just tightened it I used my common sense, and when I thought it was tight enough. And then now we're gonna take and we're gonna just basically clamp this back in place. So this should be able to just pop back down, just like we took it out. I'm not gonna remove anything else from out of there because I don't wanna mess up the seal. Next thing you know, we have water coming in the car and all of that. So we just gonna put it back just like we took it off. And we clamp all of those, make sure they snap into place. You heard the snap. So when it snaps, you know that it's in place. And I think we are good at there. And then, remember, this is just seal water, get the water out so you don't have water. And then this is going to just basically clamp back in. You're gonna align this with all the clamps. And it should just be able to push right back down. And you should be able to, once you push that back down, it should be back in place. Now, I'm gonna go test my window. So I'm pretty sure that my window is back fixed now. Got that back fixed. Now I have to put my door panel back on. And once I put my door panel on, then I'll be back in business. Okay, so I'm gonna put my door panel back on, but I'm gonna press all this that glue stuff. Press all that back in place. And yeah, you don't have to put no new glue on here or nothing. That adhesive kind of stays in place for you, which is pretty good thing that you don't have to replace it. And so I'm going to now reinstall my speaker. So remember, I took my speaker loose to get that out of the way. So I'm just basically just plugging my speakers back together, the connection, putting those back in place, and then I'll just be doing this. So I'm going to put the top screw in first and let that one hold everything in place. And remember, again, as I stated earlier, be careful not to bust your speakers. A lot of people bust the speaker because the screwdriver will slip on you, or the screw may slip on you, and then it goes into your speaker and punctures your speaker, and then you have to end up replacing your speaker. So just be careful with your speakers. And you don't have to put them in super tight either, because most likely they're gonna hold. Okay, so we're gonna put our door panel back in. And remember, we're gonna, for the latch, you're gonna hook this, hook it in here, if you can see that. Hook it like that, and then you're just gonna pull that like that, right? And your latch push back. You're gonna put this up here, and you go ahead and put your thing on here to keep that in place. Your door lock, you screw that in. Now you got that in place, and now you're just gonna start up top. Put it, lift up on it, and then you're just gonna push in at the top, and you're just gonna push down right there, right? And when you push down, then everything will be basically back in place, and then you're gonna have those buttons that you have to pop in the, pop in these little, all of these little clips on the back. You just, once you are lined up, you should be able to just pop those in, and they should all just snap back in. Shouldn't be too hard to do that. And then you're going to reinstall. You're gonna actually get your 20. You're gonna tighten that back again right there, your T20. Okay, so I got these screwed back in. Now you just take this, remember, be careful with this, pop it in, and that will clip back together, and it just snaps back together. Then you have your one screw right here, should be a 25 as well. Yeah, it is. So remember, you're gonna take this, and I probably put this one in with my magnet tool. Put it in here. Just try to spin it and start it a little bit. Go in here. And maybe that one is, maybe I need a, it's a T25, but maybe it was. Okay, so that's in. Now, my T20. I get my T20. I'm gonna slide this on here. Slide that in place just like it was. Just clips on. And then you just put that in. Put your screw in. And I think we are done, my friends. We're gonna click this in. And that just pops in as a cover. And I think that let me make sure my door opens and closes correctly. This might be still little pieces of glass that might have been. That's one thing about it, you never get all the glass out. Unless you got broken. You're gonna hear glass. I mean, I could always take this door panel back off and just vacuum at the bottom and make sure I got every drop of glass, but a little couple crumbs of glass ain't gonna really hurt nothing. So it's not that important to me. What's important is that I have my window fixed in case it rains, and for security. You know, I don't want to have my car just open when I'm riding out or going to the store or wherever. So I fixed my job for today. Have to clean this glass, of course. Again, it was sitting at pull apart, so you know, there's no telling how long it was sitting out there. But the fact is, the window is fixed, and I can go about my business. So now, if you need to replace your window, on a 240 or 320, basically any C-Class Mercedes Benz from model 2001 to 2005. You can pretty much follow this guide. Remember, people, I thank you for joining in. Thank you for your support. Okay, and again, thank you for listening. Thank you for following. Please remember, share this content if you know anybody that may need to know how to do this job. I couldn't find another video on YouTube, so I decided to make one. So therefore, this will be out for the people. And remember, DJ Ras Imon is an all-around man. I do my own job, and I'm an international DJ. Follow my music on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, DJ Ras Imon, for the best roots and culture reggae music all the time. And right now, we sealing up and we out. Yo, DJ Ras Imon.